From Studio 18 in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, this is In Studio with Susan Minuk.
My next guest is the founder and executive director of DANI, a community organization that supports adults with disabilities, helping them to achieve greater independence and become valued members of society. Please welcome Kathy Laszlo. Hi, Kathy, welcome.
Thank you, Susan.
I want to talk to you about what your inspiration was in creating DANI.
My greatest inspiration is my own son, Danny, who happens to be behind the name. The organization is named after him. And he's 36 years old now, but since he was born, he always had been my inspiration, even as a little baby, as a little kid. I always knew that there is light behind his eyes, and he is smart and he's funny and he's kind and very lovable and somebody who loves. Always had been my inspiration to do something more for him, for us as a family, and eventually for many people. And that's how DANI was created. It stands for Developing and Nurturing Independence, and that's what we do at DANI.
Kathy, let's talk for a minute about the stigma of being developmentally challenged. Where are we in terms of stigma reduction for those who have developmental challenges and cognitive limitations?
We came a very long way even since my Danny was a little kid. And he is really the first generation of youngsters who had been integrated in schools and in camps and in life. And they were brought out from behind closed doors, and that opened doors. It is a slow change. I'm not denying that there are still difficulties, but organizations and programs like DANI help a lot. We are a community organization. We bring our participants to work, to the community center, to out. They're not locked behind doors. And I think that helps a lot to show their strength and just to show that they are no different than anybody else. They are
Absolutely.
Exactly the same people. They might have some difficulties and they need support, and barriers have to be removed. But deep down, they are no different than you or I.
Do you have any advice or tips for leaders in the Jewish communities of Canada who might have a passion to start a non-profit organization that helps those less fortunate?
It's a lot of work. I can't deny. This became my life. I'm very blessed that I have two other kids, and they help me a great deal with Danny, and they look after him. It's a lot of work. However, if you are really committed and you have a passion and you're willing to put in the work, then the most important part, I think, is to create a great team. It's not a one-man show. Yes, I'm very fortunate and blessed to be the leader of this organization, but the team behind me makes DANI what DANI is today. Every Shabbos, before Shabbos on Friday, we do a post, and the post always ends like this: from the DANI family to your family, Shabbat Shalom, because that's what it is. This is the DANI family. And just to give you one little story, when DANI finished high school, in an integrated classroom, I asked to make a speech and thank those kids who were helping him through. And in my speech, I told the same thing, that you are the future, and we're hoping as parents that one day you will be there for our children. Now remember, they were 14. Mm-hmm. Not so long ago, somebody walked into my office, a young man, and he looks at me and he says, "I don't think you remember me." I said, "No." He said, "I used to go to school at Rosedale Heights with Danny. Mm-hmm. And I remember your speech when you said that we are the future. And I just want to tell you, I'm here to be there for your son and his friends." This is 20 years
and
later.
What does that mean to you to know?
I'm very emotional about it.
Yeah.
Because that's the reason why we do this.
Yeah.
That they are part of the community.
It's
for
a
everybody.
full circle, and it's so
Full
heartfelt.
Circle. And it's really true. They helped by many. Mm-hmm. However, they're making people's life better, just
Absolutely.
being who they are.
Mm-hmm. You're watching In Studio with Susan Minuk.
The Elevator Show and In Studio are signatures of Canadian Jewish TV.